I left the city and had to rebuild my real estate business from zero, not knowing anybody in a small town. If you don't know me, I am Deanna. This channel is for anyone who's passionate about real estate, wealth, homesteading, and personal growth. And if that's you, hit subscribe because you're going to feel right at home here. So just a little bit about myself. I started my real estate career in 2010 on the West Coast in Vancouver area. And I worked extremely hard, long hours to create what I would consider a successful business in a very, very competitive market. And about 4.5 years ago, my husband and I decided to move to the Kootenays. So we decided to move to a small town, have a homestead, and just really start over. Why not? So it was a very humbling experience when I had to start my real estate business completely over, not knowing anybody. So being a total noob in a small town was a very humbling experience, and it really put a lot of things into perspective. So I'd love to touch on that here, some of the challenges, the positives, and maybe some tips as well at the very end that you'll have something to walk away with. And this might be for other businesses as well. It doesn't have to be solely for real estate in a small town. You might not get a second chance to make a really good first impression. So let's dive into it. Here are some pros, some cons, and some tips at the end. First challenge is you don't know anybody, especially you're coming to a small town. You are a complete noob like myself, and you don't know anybody. You are quite literally invisible and you have to go out and prove yourself. So they may not trust you yet because they haven't had the experience in working with you, but they won't work with you because they don't trust you because they didn't have the experience in working with you. So it's a chicken and the egg kind of thing, which makes it really difficult. The community knows one another. They've been here for a long time. It's a small community. They know one another. They will know your business before you know your business, so to speak. Somebody said once, and that really stuck with me. And also because it is a small community, there's a good chance that someone knows a realtor or 5. They grew up with them, they went to school with them. It could be their next door neighbor, probably a family friend. And because of that, reputation spreads really fast. So one poor experience could last a decade. Everybody knows one another and it's a small community and people talk. And this is amazing for referrals. If you are getting the ball rolling and you develop a momentum and you do a great job, you're going to get referrals. Because I find bad experiences will last longer than the good ones. Also, I find that because it's a small town and people talk amongst each other, the rumor mill is vast. I worry sometimes that things that are confidential and important to me to keep confidential in my office, and my team keeps things confidential, I do find that sometimes it worries me that people will talk amongst themselves and they might slip something out that should be confidential, and then that spreads and people hear about it and then becomes a whole rumor and we don't know if it's true or not. So I am concerned about the confidentiality sometimes of our contracts, honestly. And again, it'll never come from our office because I take confidentiality at the utmost importance. However, people do tend to talk. So you hear about this and you're like, well, how did you hear about this? That should have never been disclosed. That is a really important aspect that I find that a lot of people don't openly speak about. Relationships drive everything in a small community. Once they trust you, you will be their realtor for life. You will be their business person to their kids, to their grandparents, to absolutely everybody. So relationships are super, super important because a handful of loyal clients can literally fuel your business. But of course, if you sour a relationship, that goes the other way. The area expert. So being new to a small town, of course, you are not perceived as the area expert yet. So you go out there, you want to learn about the nuances of each location, each area, climates, all of these things. That's super important. So you definitely want to dive into that. You learn about it. You learn about things that, for me, we never had to really, truly fully understand, things like septics, wells, rural property, radon. Like none of that stuff was really that pronounced on the coast because we didn't have to deal with those properties. Most of it was strata and condos. So a different market here for sure. So the learning curve, it's fairly steep, and you want to learn about those markets here and what's required. But no matter how long you live here, you will never truly be a local. So some people might hold that against you. So there is a chance that your business might suffer due to that. You're always on. Now, this is quite interesting because no matter where you go, you could go to the grocery store, get your tires changed, go to the building supply store, wherever you are, there's a good chance you're going to bump into a client or somebody you know. Also to consider, the volume is limited. So your inventory for real estate isn't as vast as much as it is on the coast. Therefore, potentially fewer transactions, and things will take a little bit longer to sell than what I'm used to, for example, on the coast. And of course, that's subject to market changes and where you are and where you're living and so forth. And when your listings take longer to sell, for example, 6 months to a year, potentially more, just because you are working in the rural market, you do want to consider that it's going to cost you more to hold on to listings. Marketing budget, admin costs, time, energy, and so forth. And realistically, lower sales prices than in the city. Because the compensation is based on a percentage of the sales price, there's definitely an income cut. But of course, the investment is the same. The photos, the floor plans, videos, fuel, marketing, admin costs, and so on. So that's constant and that's always the same. But at the end of the day, your income is less. No traffic. So that's a huge plus. I mean, the fact that you don't have to stress and be stuck in traffic for hours or however long is a huge plus to me. It relieved so much stress for me. It just made driving so much more enjoyable. And due to that, there is no reason for you to be late. I mean, there was one time that I was late because our driveway was literally a sheet of ice and I could not get out of the driveway without the tractor helping us down. It was crazy. And a change in wardrobe, which for me, I love. I love going a little bit more casual, jeans. I mean, I'm not going to be wearing high heels and $1,000 suit to go to a meeting on 20 acres where I want to hike the 20 acres and the forest and all these different things to see where the property lines are and what the outbuildings are and so forth. So it just doesn't make sense. Plus, you get muddy dogs jumping on you and all of that fun stuff. For me, it just did not make sense to wear the same clothes that I wore in the city. So I love jeans. That's my go-to right now. And the cool thing is that you're not just selling a house. You are truly selling a lifestyle here. They're usually chasing a dream. They want horses in their backyard like myself, or building a garden, or self-sustainability, or free-range kids. So it's really, really cool to be able to offer them that dream here. And one thing that I want to add to this, which I actually did not have in my notes, if you're like me and you're building a homestead, it's balancing time. So of course you want to provide the best service for your clients. You want to be out there and showing properties and doing everything you can for them, but you also have responsibilities on a homestead. And as we know, and as my previous videos that I've done, it's a lot of work and it's a lot of dedication to build a homestead, take care of animals. So balancing that out with real estate and the amount of time that real estate requires is definitely a struggle. So, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. I absolutely love it. And I will definitely take that on and have less time to myself. But it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing to grow both, to grow this incredible business, meet amazing clients, and also build a homestead and a dream that, and a dream and lifestyle that I've always wanted. So lastly, just a few tips and some advice for you to take away if you are planning on moving to a small town, or if you already have and you just kind of need a little bit of a hand starting over, a little bit of motivation. Here's a few tips from me, which I've done 4.5 years ago, to you. Tip number 1, be unique. You will never be someone else. You will never be that local person. So be yourself and shine through as your authentic self. People will get to know you and they will love you and they will trust you and they will work with you. Stand out as a different option. Going back to authenticity, be that different option. Embrace the different option, because people might not want the same old. They might be looking for something unique and different, and you are it. My philosophy always, not just with work, is to always come from a place of giving first. Not to expect anything in return, but to give first. And lastly, do the best, be kind, be professional, be on time, and you will do amazing. People will absolutely recommend you. People will refer you because that will shine through and you will get their business from their friends and family as well. So saying that, I hope you are confident enough to start fresh, to start from scratch, coming to a new place and just building your dream. If homesteading is it, I do have a video to check out on the incredible things about moving to the country and homesteading. So do check that out. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to leave a comment. I love to hear from you guys. Have a fantastic day.